Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome everybody, guys. Today we'll take a look at the British pound. So actually the setup that we have on the cable is very close to setup that we have on the euro currency. So actually this is the same pattern, but it's in different degree of the completion as on the euro currency as on the Great British pound. So if you remember, the overall view on the Great British pound in the short-term perspective is bullish because here market hasn't broken through the important and crucial area. That was in fact our edge between the bullish sentiment and the bearish sentiment. And we said market will break this area down. This was a lot of turmoil around. So you remember this is election candle. And we said if market will break it down, it will open road for the long-term bearish trend continuation. If market will able to hold here, it will mean that it will keep chance on the further upward perspectives, and maybe it will continue move up. And right now with this upward action, this is really very important movement because actually by this behavior, market shows that action was just a retracement response on the weekly butterfly. Here was the 127 butterfly trade retracement. Now market stands in an extension mode. That's why in retracement here should be small, and we stand in the direction of the next target. It stands at 1618 of this butterfly. If you remember, this is approximately 132.50 area. So here, guys, on the daily chart, we did not see something really interesting. The one thing that we could keep an eye on is possible bullish grabber. If it will form today, for example, if market close to the end of the session, will move up and exceed this points, approximately exceeds the 129 area. This would lead to appearing of the bullish grabber pattern that suggests we'll taking out of this top, and this will be more confidence that's our suggestion and analysis correct. The market indeed is ready to continue move higher. Meantime, here in the circumstances, we could keep an eye on possible taking a long position, how we could do this. And on the 4-hour time frame chart, we have very clear setup. Actually, this is, as you can see, Carter's 222 buy pattern. It's forming here. So we have thrust up, recent leg up, this thrust up, initial swing of the pattern, and ABCD retracement inside of it. So by technical calculation that we see here, the trade should start somewhere around 2845 area. So because this will be, as you can see, 786 deep support from this low to this high. This is very typical for the 222 patterns. Also ABCD completion point, and all the stop stands inside that confidence support. It's 128.30, 128.60. This market already has tested 128.60, shows minor bounce. But here, guys, with the CD leg, we see the acceleration. So here is thrust action here, and it's also acceleration. That's why it's really very probable that this target should be completed, because as you know, it's very rare happens when the market shows a reversal without completion of the major target. Instances this ABCD. So that's why here we could keep an eye on reaching an area around 128.45, maybe a bit fade to use fade entry. So place the entry point slightly higher above this completion area. On the hourly chart, guys, the minor pattern that could trigger this upward action could become the free drive. So you can see here we have some kind of the free drive is forming right at the bottom and right at the completion point of the guard is 3.2. So you can see that even on the 4-hour time frame chart, it's visible pattern. That's why it's very good sign when you see two different patterns that completes approximately the same area. You could keep an eye on this area. As I said, 128.45, maybe to use 128.48 area. just to fade a bit the entry opportunity to do not miss the entry point. And we think then here the trade should start. That's our suggestion. So if you will compare what we have discussed on the euro currency, you will see approximately the same pattern on the euro currency, but the Great British Pound stands closer to the completion point of this pattern compared to euro. Euro right now stands somewhere in the middle of the CD leg, while the Great British Pound stands very close to the starting point where the trade move upside would start. So that's our view on the Great British Pound. Let's keep watching, because as you can see, it's very transparent patterns that we have. It's very clear, and that's why it's in general worthy of our attention.